Hey, how's it going? Happy Sunday. Hope you're doing great. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of finding the positives in your life, about finding things that you enjoy, things that you want to focus on, and about speaking in a positive way. So one of the things I ask people when they first come, and I've said it in another video, but it fits in with this one nicely, is when you come to therapy, you ask, to see somebody, you get an appointment, you come in, and one of the first things I ask you is what you want. And the first thing that I start getting is what you don't want. Now, I know that sounds a little funny, but that is very clear and to the point, because what happens is I'll say, if I'm lucky, I'll get, I want to be happy, which is a whole nother kettle of fish. Is hard to nail down. And when I ask, well, what do you mean you want to be happy? I'll get, well, I don't want this. I don't want to be frustrated. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to have problems with this person. I don't want these things. And I get so many I don'ts. And as I've said before, I can fill up 20,000 trucks with things you don't want. We'll never get to the point of where you actually, hit on the item that you do want. It's very important to focus on what you want. It's very important to focus on then what you have that is positive in your life. Because then I'll ask people, well, what do you have that's good, or what do you have that's pleasurable in your life? And a lot of people start going off on things that are upsetting them, things that are making them mad. And I try to explain, I'm like, you're spending an awful lot of time filling your bucket up with things that you're upset about or things that you don't have. And it doesn't leave you a lot of room for things that you want or things that bring you pleasure in life. Sometimes people are very concrete and they need a visual. So today you're getting a visual. Let's pretend this is your brain, which, hey, not bad. That's, decently sized, but for demonstration purposes, this is your brain. So, all your nice little thoughts go in here, right? It's cool. And during the day, let's pretend you fill your brain up with things that make you mad, things that upset you. Oh, look, there's some things that frustrate you. Let's think about those and keep them in our head. And let's mull them over. In fact, here's that neighbor that upsets us. And here's that problem we have at the job. Oh, wait, now I'm upset at my sweetheart because, they left the toilet seat up, or whatever it is you're angry about that. And while we're focusing on them and things we don't like, we can pick some more things about people that we don't like and put them in there. Oh, and by the way, I'm upset at my job and that frustrates me. And my friend Bob, he ticked me off the other day. Notice how I can keep finding things to be mad about. And most of the day, if you notice, you do this. And if I ask you what you have in your life, you give me a lot of things that are horrible, bad, mean, ugly, frustrating, complicated. Oh, well, no, wait a minute. Every life's not perfect without focus on some things that are boring, mundane tasks that we don't want to use. We're doing it really good. Great. Are you like most people? You didn't save any room for the things in your life that are good, for the things that you want. You filled up the skull cap full of things that make you angry, upset, frustrated, angry, and mad. And then those nice things in life, like, oh, maybe we can fit some hugs and kisses. I like X's and we don't really, oh, look at that. Oh, crud. Now I got to figure out a way to take stuff out. I can't get it to fit in there. That's horrible. Now what am I going to do? Put that back on. So there we go. Don't want to lose your X's and O's. You got all these things that you don't want. Why are you doing that? Does it bring you pleasure or happiness to focus on things that upset you, things that make you mad? Now, there are some people out there that actually does, that they enjoy collecting and hoarding things that upset them, things that make them mad, things that frustrate. Are you doing that? And if you are, ask yourself why. Why do you need to do that? You already know you don't like them. You don't have to focus on it. To me, that's a pretty good visual. Your brain is now full of things that you don't like, you don't want, and you haven't left any room for the pleasurable things, the things that make you happy. What's up with that? It's the same way as I explain when you're driving. They tell you focus on what's in front of you, focus on right there. Because when you can have some peripheral vision, you can look out for things over there, but keeping your focus in one spot and the things that you want around you keeps you from veering off the road. Because if you start staring at that thing off the road and focusing on it, next thing you know, you're hearing because you start to lean into it. If you spend your day focusing on things that have made you angry, upset, things that you don't have, things that you can't get, things that ain't working for you, that's what you're steering towards all day long. Over and over again, you're focusing on those things. That's why it's so important to go back and make an effort to write and focus on the things you want in your life. It's very, very important to realize the things in your life that make you happy. Oddly enough, you might already have everything in your life that you need to be happy. And you're so busy focusing on what you don't have that you're not enjoying what you have that you do enjoy. And therefore you feel bad, you feel miserable. I keep coming back to this, but it just seems like this is the problem that's happening so much around me right now. So many people are focusing on the things that upset them, the things that make them sad. And they go, well, I keep doing that. Now, a little explanation on why that may be happening, if this will help. Sometimes some memories are so much more powerful when they have an emotion attached to them. If I ask you what you did 20 years ago on a Thursday, you might not know. But if I ask you 20 years ago on your birthday and something awful happened that was really upsetting, the anger or the sadness of that day makes that memory very vivid. And so you're able to remember it. Now, if you take an incident that upset you or frustrated you and you think about it, and you think about it a lot while it's fresh and you keep thinking about it, you notice that you keep coming back to it and you're ruminating on it. That gets back to that ruts in the road. Remember my video on that? You're digging a rut in the road in your neural network over and over again. And it makes it very easy to do that the same way as if you were shooting basketball over and over again. You're practicing that shot. After a while, your brain knows what to do without you actually having to focus on it. It just becomes second nature. And so does thinking about negative thoughts. You have to actually tackle it then in the same way and start focusing on positive things and focusing on them so often that they come to you quite naturally without you having to even think about it. They just start popping in your head. You start looking around at the things you enjoy, the things in life that are beautiful, the things that are fun, the things that feel good, the things that you feel good when you see. And you will notice more and more of them because your pleasure centers will start to activate and lock in on the positive things. So like I told you, don't be filling up your brain cap, your skull cap, that headspace with all this negative stuff. Go find some positive things to think about. And as you do that, you will notice that you're able to see them more. I tease people and call it the Volkswagen effect. When I was a teenager, I got my Volkswagen Beetlebug when I was, able to drive. That was my first car. And suddenly I noticed there were Volkswagen Beetles everywhere. You could see them on the road. I'd never noticed them before. Now, in reality, it ain't like everybody went out and said, oh, Texas got one. Let's all go get a Beetlebug and drive it around. I just never paid attention to it then, but I was so excited about my car that I was able to see all the other cars that I hadn't seen before. Your life can be the same way. If you suddenly realize what it is you have that is good, you focus on it, then you start noticing it everywhere around you, and you notice other things around you that are good, and people that are good, and things that are good, and life that is good. And after all, that's what you want, right? People are telling me they want to be happy. Well, if you want to be happy, focus on the things that make you happy. Focus on what you have that's making you happy now. Make that your daily mantra. Hope you have a great day and a great Sunday. You take care, and I will talk to you later. All right now. Bye-bye.